individual, hold it accountable, and we ought to be able to fire it. And if you express those kinds of ideas to your friends and your neighbors, and if you point out to stupid reporters like that one who thinks that Obama is your boss, he or she's a lost cause, just smile and keep on working. That's right. That's exactly right. People still continue to join us. This call is now well over almost 14,000 activists from across the country. My name is Tim Phillips, President of Americans for Prosperity. Thank you for joining us for this national Townhall call. If you just came on in the last 4 or 5 minutes, you just heard from our good friend Congressman Shadegg, who's our special guest this evening, and also Brian Darling from the Heritage Foundation. We lost him. I gave a good opening discussion point back with that lost his cell. But Mike, let's go back to the phones and hear from another caller. Sure. We have Beverly from Townhall, Mesa, Arizona.
Yes, hello.
Good evening, Beverly.
Hello, good evening, and thank you very much for this call. It's fantastic. It's pretty scary what's happening. Congressman Shadegg, thank you for fighting for liberty and hopefully return to our Constitution. I have a couple of, one quick comment. I don't think Congress, and certainly not the President, has any constitutional authority or legal right to force Americans to buy anything, whether it's a refrigerator or an express policy. I think we should take them to court if any of that actually passes. My other question has to do with this mandate. If it does pass, if you don't pay the fine, what, do you not receive any health care? Also, if you choose to pay for your own services, does a doctor accepting such payment lose his license? Thank you.
Great questions. Let me try to give you the best answer I can. Number one, I completely agree with you that there is no constitutional authority that I'm aware of that would allow the federal government to order you and I, as individual Americans, to buy health insurance. And I would agree with you that if, God forbid, a so-called individual mandate compelling us to buy health insurance does pass, then it needs to be challenged in our courts. I believe it is unconstitutional. My fear about that is, quite frankly, I don't trust the U.S. Supreme Court. And I don't really want to put my fate in their hands. I fear they would rule under some theory that it is constitutional. So I think you would agree with me the first step in this process is to defeat H.R. 3200 and the Baucus bill and any other legislation that would attempt to compel us against our will to buy health insurance. The second question you asked is an interesting one. It was, well, what happens if this passes, and if you as a freedom-loving American simply decide, well, I'm not going to buy health insurance, do you not get health care? I don't know the answer to that question. I suspect that we already have universal coverage in America. Anybody can go to a hospital emergency room and get free care, and they cannot even ask you if you have health insurance. So I think the answer is you would still get some level of health care. What I'm worried about is that people need to understand that if you don't buy health insurance, and I think your question was if you don't pay the penalty to get health care, and again, I think you might get the health care, but if you don't pay the penalty in this country, there are lots of people on this line who know the IRS will come after you. They will put liens on your bank accounts. They will seize your assets. Ultimately, if you do not pay what you owe the federal government, I think they will put you in prison. And that's the kind of power that government should never have over you and I to compel us to do something that we don't think is in our interest. Let me just highlight that point very quickly. The House bill says that an insurance company, after this becomes law, can charge a different premium based on your age. But that premium can't be greater than 2 to 1. That means to say that the price they charge to the least expensive person can't be less than half what they charge to the most expensive person. Well, the problem with that is that it costs a lot more than 2 to 1, as much, 2 times as much, to insure a 62-year-old than to insure a 22-year-old. So for lots of young people, buying health insurance, if they're going to impose a price on you that's half what they charge the 62-year-old, it's a bad deal. It will cost you a whole lot of money, and it will be one more compelled or compulsory subsidy by young Americans of the elderly. I think the Democrats are doing that because they know the elderly vote. But it's just dead wrong, and the students in America ought to be screaming about it. I think you ask great questions. I think we need to fight this every step of the way. I guess you had a third question, and maybe I got caught up and forgot it. Can you restate that third question? She may have dropped off calling, so I thought I heard her say she was hanging up. I think you called me. I'll tell you this. You mentioned the need to keep the pressure on these guys as we move forward. And we're doing that at Americans for Prosperity Congressman. We thank you and your colleagues for the way you're fighting. And on October 2nd, I mentioned that a lot of new folks have joined us. I'll mention this one more time. We're doing our 3rd annual National Grassroots Summit. We're going to have a national town hall meeting at the Capitol at 2 p.m. on the 2nd of October. If you'd like information on that and to register for it, you can go to our website, americansforprosperity.org, americansforprosperity.org, or you can press 7 and I'll have information on registration for you right there. Mike, let's go back to the phones. We have Colette from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin.
Hi, my name is Colette, and I live in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. I know that our federal government thinks that they can impose restrictions and a mandate to buy insurance. I'm not so sure that's constitutional, and they say that is constitutional under the Commerce Clause, but the Commerce Clause is for interstate commerce, and yet we don't see interstate buying of insurance across interstate lines. And so I'm having a hard time understanding that, and I also don't understand why there is no tort reform in the bills that are, well, I understand why there's no tort reform, because I think there's way too much. I understand why. I wish it wasn't that way. So
that's a great point on tort reform. And, the President, in his speech to Congress, kind of did a very soft touch on tort reform, and the person he put in charge of the tort reform, civilians for governor of Kansas, was actually a lobbyist for the trial lawyers at one time, which is just mind-blowing. But Congressman Shadegg, Colette brings up tort reform. I know you've worked on that. That's an area of focus for you. Could you kind of give us a little bit of enlightenment on that topic? Yeah, you bet. I mean, Colette's got it exactly right. First of all, I don't think that this is constitutional, but I fear that they'll figure out some way to try to squeeze it in. I share her concern with regard to tort reform. Go ahead and write. She knows why they didn't put in tort reform. The Democrats are a wholly owned subsidiary of the trial lawyers in America, and they're not going to support meaningful tort reform. I have had an insurance broker in Arizona tell me that he believes that as much as 35% of all health costs, health insurance and actual health dollars go to pay providers, goes to essentially pay for the tort system. That is, the combination of high malpractice premiums plus so-called defensive medicine, where doctors are scared to death not to order every conceivable test out of fear that some trial lawyer will come along and second-guess them. She's absolutely right. Tort reform needs to be a part of this. By the way, she also talked a little bit about various special interests. The president in his speech seemed to create the impression that it was the special interests who are opposing him. I hope that all of the people in this call, people involved in Americans for Prosperity, understand that the real big special interests in this debate